It's kind of a rainy, scuzzy day out today, but it's a pretty exciting day. I'm going to be heading into town, pick up a first probably real modification for my truck. So we'll get a video of it and you guys can see what it looks like afterwards. But there she is, still looking good. All right. Just want to do another update on my 2021 Power Wagon. So it's been my daily driver since I picked it up. I think in February or March. I really should probably remember that, but I can't. I'm just about to roll 6,500 miles on it. Starting to get a little more trail use out of it, but still haven't pushed it too hard off-road. But yeah, I'm still in love with this truck. It's absolutely amazing. Haven't done anything mechanical to it. My big addition here is I got the ARE MX cap. I got that color matched. We'll talk a little bit about that in a bit. But overall, I absolutely love this truck. I've had the chance to take it on 2 or 3 really good highway trips with about 5 hours of highway driving each way when I drove down to New York to go climbing, and it's a dream on the highway. It's quiet even with the dirt track tires on it. Ride's great, has plenty of power. I managed to get just about 16.6 miles to the gallon on the highway, and that was moving probably faster than I should. I could imagine I could probably get higher if I drove a little more adultish, but with the 6.4 it's tough, and especially coming from a 4-cylinder that I've had for the last 10 years now. Having all this extra power is a little fun. Yeah, it's been a great truck overall. The one issue I mentioned in my other talk, at the 1,400 mile mark with the controller and sometimes it not unlocking the doors, I definitely think it's range based. I've started playing with it a little bit more, and it seems to be range based, and once I realized that you got to be really nice and close to start it up, it seems to be no problem. But I haven't had that problem. I've only had it one other time since I talked about it. So I guess it seems to have fixed itself, or it's just something that I'm dealing with as better than I thought I was. But I love this truck. Yeah, issues so far? Nothing. I love the inside of it. I guess the one issue I do have is I ripped the front license plate off while I was out working, setting targets for a shooting competition, and that was just the slight warning on the kind of approach or departure angle. But I have it floating around inside the truck, so I got to figure out a better front license plate holder. I was looking at some of the ones that go on behind the winch fairlead and kind of cover up the winch, but that's all I got so far. We'll move around to the back here and we'll talk about the cap. Alright, so yeah, the cap I chose was the ARE MX series cap, so that's one that has about the 4-inch rise above the cab. Mainly because I do carry a canoe throughout the summer for fishing and duck hunting later in the fall, and with the cab high, I believe it's the CX version, I would have had to put about 6-inch feet on the rails to get clearance from the cab when I put my canoe on. I will still have to put rails on this. I just have them, they're on order. They'll be the short, low profile ones. I believe they're like 3 or 4 inches. They're not very high, which will keep it probably the same overall profile height, but I do have a little bit more headroom in here, which is really nice. So if I do decide to sleep in the back, yeah, so far the fit and finish of this cap is really nice. I have the rails on top that are pretty much universal. I got it carpeted on the inside to kind of give it a little insulation and deaden it. It came with the sliding screen doors. It has the window in the back, so I can pass through if I need to, as well as it'll come down through the hatches for cleaning. Yeah, that was about all the cap options that I wanted. So far, I got to build it out a little bit and start kind of tinkering with stuff, and I'll give you guys some good video on that when it comes along. But my next big kind of build on the truck is going to be that I'm going to make a a bed slider system here that'll probably be, or a bed drawer. It's going to be about even with the wheel wells, so that way I can still keep our mountain bikes in here, and then we can put away a lot of camping gear and whatnot kind of in the drawer system. I haven't quite figured out what that's going to look like yet. Looking at a lot of different plans, and there'll definitely be some videos on that when I do start building it. That'll probably be coming by the end of the month. And that'll probably be about what I'm going to do back here. I have a Jackery power system on the way in, so I'm stoked to have that in. I'll have that over in the corner because I do have the bed outlet, so that'll be always on charge. And I'm building a CO2 tire inflator out of an old CO2 tank I had for a craft beer setup I have in my house. That I'll be using to inflate tires, and I'm just assembling the parts for that as well. And yeah, so this is the back of the truck with a nice cap on it. I think it looks pretty sharp. It's relatively light. I think the catalog said 196 pounds, so it doesn't rob me of too much. And yeah. So kind of the last little thing I want to talk about, it'll probably be my next modification after I finish the bed, is I want to take out the single rear seat here. So this seat right here, it's actually never been folded down. I think as soon as I bought it, I folded it up. So I want to pull it out because it's got about almost a foot of extra space back here. So my plan is to pull this seat out, take out all the brackets and all that stuff, and I'll take this out, and I'm going to build a platform probably about that high. Then I'm going to put a small box with a drawer on it so I can throw my like mountain bike stuff in there and stuff like that kind of lives in the truck throughout the summer. And then I'll be able to put a cooler, I'm hoping, over here. I just got to do the math and figure out what fits where. But overall, that's it, guys. I got about 6,500 miles on it. I've driven a lot of dirt roads, and really in love with this truck so far. I don't see that changing. And as the weather gets nicer here, I'll definitely be getting out on the trails, and we'll start having some of that stuff as well. So just a little dirty this time with the cap on it. I can't take it through the car wash we have here. So yeah, I gotta figure out a better way to mount my license plate. And that's about it. I think the color match cap definitely looks sharp. I ended up not going for the hinge up, mainly because the truck is so high off the ground I can't really get in the back anyways. So I think it would have been a wasted option. Again, that's my 2021 Ram Power Wagon at 6,500 miles. And still in love with the truck. I would highly recommend anyone that's looking for a truck to get out there and use as kind of a base camp vehicle. I think this is the one for you. There's nothing I have to do to it.